There's not a lot of videos out there, so I try to do one. This one is not perfect because I'm kind of rushing. I got things to do, people to see, places to go. What's going on? This is Johnny Bobby's Junk Haul, and guess what I'm about to do for y'all today? I'm about to do a pre-trip on what is pretty much an almost hot shot rig. When you try to get you need a CDL license to pull a 14K trailer, folks. That's the bottom line. If you get caught without a CDL license, it's gonna cost you $15,000 or so. You gotta have a DOT physical as well. I know there's a lot of myths about there, but I'm telling you, that's the rules. So you can read it for yourself. It's pretty plain, straight in the manual. That's exactly what it says. 26K vehicle, you need above 2601, you need a CDL. 10,001 pound trailer, this is a trailer, you need a CDL and a DOT physical to pull it. Period, point blank, unless you're a farmer and you have you're a farmer. I think you can just ride around like a couple 75 miles. I'm not 100% sure on what that is, but somewhere in there. But basically, all y'all roofers and all y'all folks running around out here that got these 14K trailers, you get caught by the man, it's gonna cost you a whole lot of money. But anyway, check this out. When you go do your exam, you're gonna walk up to the truck and they're gonna say, hey, the man's going to hear, or the lady's going to hear you say that I don't see any leaks and it's not cocked to one side, which would be indicative of a flat tire or a busted spring. That's the first thing you're gonna do. So you're gonna walk around your rig and you're just gonna make sure it's not leaning. You can't go nowhere if it's leaning or if you got your leaf springs broken, something like this. I did open the hood and I do have my lights on. The second thing you probably want to do is jump in here and turn your lights on. I already did that, but what I'm going to do is turn my four-way flashes on. So when you get in there, you got to check your lights. You got to check all your lights. Your lights got to be working. So what's going to happen, you're going to, there's regular lights, they're working. The flashes are working. Obviously, that's the left and the right. I'm going to go back there and check those. You got to see for each individual light, you got to see the light is not cracked. It's not broken. It's clear. Proper color, no condensation, proper security to the vehicle, no missing or broken screws or anything like that. So you got to check that. Boom. I'm going to go all the way around right fast. I want to try to make this video as short as possible, but it's kind of hard when you're doing a walk around. That's a clearance light. Well, that's a clearance light. And this is your tail light. It's obviously working. I missed one up there. Clearance light's working. Clearance light's not cracked. Proper color, no condensation, and proper security to the vehicle. You know, not hanging off or nothing like that. So that's the first thing you want to do. You don't have to. You can go any order you want, but that makes sense to me to check your lights and everything. Make sure it's GTG. Those lights are working. Now, obviously, you will have to get in there and go left. You will ask the examiner, say, hey, can you assist me in checking the left turn signal, the brakes, and all that good stuff? So at that point in time, you can turn the flashers off. Obviously, you're going to turn the left flasher on. You're going to turn the right flasher on. Then you're gonna check your brakes. That's just bottom line. Check your brakes. You're gonna step on the brakes. Then you can make sure reverse and all that stuff working, all that good stuff. So you gotta check all your lights. The bottom line, check all lights, and you gotta say not cracked, proper color, no condensation, it's clear, and it's in proper working order. So that's the lights. So I'm gonna cut my lights off because since leaving them on now. All right, the next thing you can do, you can go any direction you want. They're gonna want you to check your windshield wiper fluid. Check the windshield wiper fluid, and this thing is empty, folks. So guess what? You got your good power steering fluid. You got to make sure this is good to go. This is at the minimum. Look at that, man. This is why you do your pre-trip. I just been driving around a lot today, so that's minimum. So I got to get some power steering fluid in here. I got to get some windshield wiper fluid, which I do have in the truck. You're going to check your brake fluid, which is good to go. You're going to check your transmission fluid. You're going to check the engine. I'm not going to pull these dipsticks out, but I'm just letting you know what you need to check. You come over here, you got your radiator. If you look down in there, this is just a Ram 3500. You see the line is down there. I can see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the thing, but you get the drift. You're going to check your battery terminals. You're going to make sure they're properly secured, and you can check your voltage in the actual car. There's no corrosion or anything like that on it. This thing has 2 batteries on it, and the other one is over here. They're not corroded, nothing going on over here. As you can see, this thing is parked in the parking lot with a bunch of dust. That's why the engine is so dusty. I got 2 alternators. You're going to check your alternators. One here, there's one on the other side. You're going to check your belts. 3/4 of deflection, no more than 3/4 deflection, depending on where you at. And then you're going to check the other alternator, which is here, and then the water pump is right down there. You can't see it, but he's going to ask you about it. You got to make sure you got to mention the water pump. So once you mention the water pump, there's what else is in here that you can check. So basically, you're going to check your upper radiator hose tube. You're going to check your lower, which is down on the bottom under the vehicle, and the big thing like this. So the big ticket items are your fluids. You can't go nowhere if your fluids jacked up. If you are a commercial vehicle, you don't want to run off the good man's road and tear nothing up, okay? So if you're going down the street and your power steering fluid is low and you can't turn, or whatever the case is, your brake fluid out, you don't got no brakes, that's the point that they're getting at. It's all about safety. You can check your radiator, make sure it's not damaged, and that's pretty much it in here that I can think of for the most part right now. If I catch anything else, I'll come back to it. So when you check your tires, you're gonna jump in here. The DOT man's gonna hear that noise. That's with a tire air. You can check it with a gauge, or you can use a bat or something hard. You're gonna make sure the rim is not cracked, bent, or broken, and has no improper, well, no welds. It can't have no welds or improper. It has to be factory welds. That's the bottom line. These are supposed to be metal stems if you're an 18-wheeler. Right now, they don't really care about them on a 3500. Up under here, I'll check on the other side back there. You're gonna check your bolts. You gotta make sure that they're not. You gotta make sure that they're not loose. The way you check they're loose, if you see running, see rust, or if it just looks loose, or you see shiny threads, the thing came loose. The DOT man, I'm gonna come to the end after I go around. So what I like to do is I like to start there. So when he's gonna get in here, I guess I get pulled over every damn 6 months, seem like. So he's gonna say, turn it all the way to the left. That's how he sounds. Turn to the left, sir. So then I jump up in here. He's gonna go down here and he's gonna check your tie rods. He's gonna check your tie rods. He's gonna check your springs. He's gonna look inside your tire. And then he's gonna check your brakes. I'm gonna turn it off so you can hear me. So the wheel is the same for both sides. I don't know if you better get all the way in there. He always jump on there. He's gonna check all that stuff. You gotta make sure your brakes are good to go. I don't know if we can see in there all the way. You're gonna make sure your brakes don't have any fluid dripping on them or anything like that. You're gonna make sure those springs not cracked, bent, or broken. You're gonna check the shock absorbers. You're gonna make sure they're not loose, cracked, bent, or broken. There's no fluid leaking from them, and they're gonna go all the way down the line on that good stuff right there. So you're gonna check that tire. You're gonna check the other tire, and then you're gonna check your brake. You see your brake caliper. You gotta make sure if you see like big nicks and cracks and dents in there, he might charge you up for that right there. You gotta make sure your mirror is properly working, it's clean. Like, he really will give you a ticket for a dirty mirror. It's ridiculous. So once you go that way and not too much going on there, you come back here, he's gonna jump in this thing like that. See that? Good to go. Check off in here. You're gonna check no cracks, well, not cracked, bent, or broken, no unauthorized welds. And you're gonna make sure the tires are good to go. Like I said, you can check them with this, or you can check the actual gauge pressure. You're gonna get in there, you're gonna look at he's gonna climb under there. He's gonna climb under the vehicle. I'm not climbing under the vehicle because it's dirty as hell. And he's gonna check those leaf springs. You can't have more than one of them cracked. Basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If more than a quarter of them are cracked, the vehicle's out of service. He ain't gonna let you go nowhere. This has to be attached in place. If it's not, he can give you a ticket for that. The first thing they usually jump in and check is they're gonna check to make sure your this is your, what is it called? If this right here is a safety braking system, so for your trailer. So if the trailer disconnects, this pulls out, automatically engages the trailer brakes, it locks them up so the trailer don't go rolling down the street. They're gonna make sure that this is connected. Like if that was all the way up, they'll be like, hey, what's going on, buddy? They're gonna give you a big fat ticket for that. I got these tires in there because I do have a flat tire, unfortunately. They're gonna make sure your cannon plug is, this is connected and everything is good to go there. All right, that's what they're gonna check. So he always climb up in here. He look. You gotta make sure in there you can check your rims. You can see all your leaf springs right there, and all your leaf springs on the other side. Like I said, you're gonna make sure not cracked, bent, or broken. More than a quarter of them will place you out of service. You're gonna make sure you don't have any leaking brake fluid on your calipers, on your drums, or whatever else, wherever you have on your particular truck. So you're gonna check all of that. Like I said, this is just a brief one. I don't want this video to be too long. So, and then you get to that side. You hear that noise? Hear that one? That one's good. Hear that? Doot, 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 doot. That's bad. So I gotta change that. Got a flat freaking tire. Look at that, flat. No going. So come to this side. Same old good thing. You gotta make sure you check the shock absorbers. You're gonna check the spring in there. You gotta check anything that's a moving piece, your tie rods. You're gonna check everything that's a moving piece in there, people. That's as simple as I can make that sound. So once he go over here, he's gonna rock around. He's gonna check the trailer. He's gonna check all the lights. He's gonna climb back here. This is the same, all the trailers set up the same. This is not going to be up. He's going to check all these springs. So I'm doing an inspection myself. That's why I'm just making a video on it. So I'm going to check all these springs in here to make sure that it's all working. Check all your springs, no more than a quarter. These are pretty simple to replace yourself if you want to do it. This is your actual axle. These are Dexter axles. They're pretty good with their warranty on there. You're going to check the trailer tire. Boom, boom, good to go. Look at lug nuts, not cracked, bent, or broken on your rim. No unauthorized welds. You're also going to make sure these are not no shiny material, or you don't see any rust coming from. And you're going to check your hub oil seal. Make sure there's grease in there. So all the tires and the rims are the same. So that was good. Like I say, you check your lights. And then you check it. He's not going to be looking all here. You know, while I'm up in here, because I do a lot of heavy, well, not heavy hauling, but I'm hauling down the street junk and trash. So I want to make sure my trailer's in good operation. That's just the bottom line. So this is a 14-yard dumpster. This is a 21-yard dumpster. We went through that before. So same thing. I just left the dump twice, so hopefully I ain't got no more flats. Got a flat, folks. Always got a dang flat. So check these. This one is brand new. But that's no, this one is brand new. They rust really fast. So if they start rusting, just make sure everything's in there properly. Everything's GTG, good to go. All the way around the trailer, checking, make sure there's no cracks, not crack, bent, broken, or any crack, bent, or broken. If it's a hose, crack, or frayed. That's the bottom line. That's how that kind of works. Check this freaking flat tire, pissing me off. So I'll change that here before I go anywhere. Jump in here, check your mirrors, make sure they're good to go. Check your clearance lights up there, make sure they're good to go. Like I say, it's not a whole lot to it. It's basic safety. Once you jump in the truck, once you jump in this good folks truck, when you turn it on, just make, I ain't never seen them jump in your truck, but during the exam, you got to make sure everything, your oil pressure rises right away, which is pretty simple. Your coolant is going to come up eventually, but your oil pressure has to rise within 10 seconds. See, it says service tire pressure system. You don't want that to happen when the man show up, because you're going to get that means you got a flat if your stuff is working properly. You got your DEF is good to go. Make sure all your gauges are working, all your lights are working. Make sure he's gonna check your windshield fluid. I gotta put some more of that in there. Gonna make sure your windshield wipers work. All of that stuff is not supposed to be up there. It's supposed to be a clear, unobstructed view. He's gonna check your brake sticker, make sure that's good to go. Make sure that's up to date. And make sure there's nothing on the floor. You gotta make sure your door, open it, closed properly. You're gonna check your seat belt. Make sure your seat belt is not dry rotted. Make sure it's not frayed. Obviously, make sure it's not cut or torn. And then you gotta jump in here. Make sure there's nothing up under the brake and the accelerator. They're big on that stuff. So it's pretty much all safety. I got my fire extinguisher in the back, and I got my triangles as well. You gotta put that in there in the truck also. I might come back and do another video. This is kind of just a touch up of what has to be checked inside. I can't think of nothing else. And then when you get ready to do your test, you're gonna drive. They're gonna ask you to do a straight back, a parallel park, and most likely offset park. And yet you got what, 3 pull-ups or something like that. It's a point system. If you can't back up, don't go over there to the DMV, because you ain't gonna pass. When you do the actual driving test, make sure you stop at every stop sign, call out every sign, just say 45 miles an hour. Say school sign, you know, anything, any sign, anything, call it out. And that way and then stop behind the white lines. Make sure that you don't be slamming on the brakes, driving erratically. Check your mirrors, triple check your mirrors when you're going down the street. The little stuff that we always forget when we've been driving a while, but we got to make sure we're doing all that good fun stuff. So I'm gonna cut this video off right here, and that's just a kind of a recap of what has to be checked on these trucks. So I'm gonna change this good man's flat tire. Look at that, already waiting on me. So I can go I gotta go drop off another dumpster, and we'll call that today. So this is a basic pre-trip. By no means is a full pre-trip. I just kind of want to throw it out there. A couple people asked me about it, but at the bottom line, check all safety stuff. Anything that requires this vehicle to go and move, just make sure you check it every day before you jump in and go down the street. Because when the DOT pull you over, they're gonna give you one of these CSA stickers, or not. If you don't pass, he's gonna give you one either way it go. Like, I'm good until I guess February. I'm good to about February of next year. So that means I'm not supposed to be pulled over unless I'm speeding or they think I'm overloaded, because they've already inspected me and I'm in the system. Make sure you got your DOT physical card, because that's going to cost you $5 grand. I'm telling you right now, if you do not have this card on your person, I keep it in the truck. I got one in everything I drive. That way I can't forget it. I don't carry it in my wallet, so it'll get dirty and all this stuff anyway. If you don't got that on, it's going to cost you $5,000. So this is how this works. If you look right here, this says 14,000 pounds is gross vehicle weight rating. That trailer is 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. So that's 28,000 pounds. So what that means, that's over 26,000 pounds. So you need a CDL to carry a 14K trailer. Anything over 26,001 pounds, you need a CDL and a DOT physical to operate it. Now, there's a myth out there. Oh, you don't need it. Bullshit. It is based on what the vehicle is able to carry. So what that means is I would have to get, what, a 10K trailer in order to pull this. Then nope, still wouldn't be good to go. So 14 to 10 is 24. So yeah, I would be at 20. If I had a 10K trailer, I can haul this because I'm not over CDL. That's how this works. If you're pulling, but unfortunately, this is the caveat. It says in the line below, if the trailer is over 10,001 pounds that you are towing, you are required to have a CDL. Okay, so you can't call it 10,000 pound trailer. You need a CDL. They have cracked down as of April 15th of this year. What do they call it? The grace period is over. I see people pull it over all the time. So if you're pulling this stuff, you know what I'm saying, like you roofers and you handymans like me, and you contractors, y'all pulling these trailers around, and you can say, I just don't go on the main roads. The DOT, I drive around all day. He all over the place. So he gonna catch you. It's the same two cats, and they know everybody's trucks around. They know me especially, so they like me, I guess. But other than that, that's the rules. You can look it up. Hot shotting, my boy over there, he hot shot, so he has a lot of info on that. So he tells me about it all the time. I ask him a lot of questions, and that sums up this video, guys. I'll post this when I get a chance, try to edit it and put it on out there. My truck is dirty. I don't even try to clean it up no more because it gets right back dirty because it sits in this lot. So I can care less. It's a work truck. It ain't a riding around pretty truck. But other than that, I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm gonna try to post more often, and thank you for the views. Everybody's watching. We need more fans. Tell your friends, and I am